gentlemen, what's up, y'all? It's your main man, Jay Sands, Sands on Sports, hip hop and sports entertainment at its finest. That's right, y'all. The big kid is at it again. And today, I got my main man, P.A. Peter Agoston. What's going on, brother, man?
What's up, man? How are you?
Iggy Melon joint on.
Yes, Pittsburgh in the house. Yes.
Yeah, definitely, man. So how you feeling today, bro?
I'm feeling good, man. You know, it's just I'm out here in LA. It's a peaceful Sunday. Just trying to take it easy.
On lockdown, though. You're
on lockdown. Yeah, I'm just laying low, just trying to stay safe out here. You know.
Got you. Mm-hmm. Well, can you do me a favor and give people like a 20-second bio about yourself, please?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I mean, I've worked in the music business for a long time and started mostly in hip hop for decades too. Started as a DJ, then moved into journalism. In fact, one of the first things I wrote back, one of my early things I wrote was a review of the Lone Catalyst's first single, Paper Chase, in 1998. In '98 for Herb magazine.
Yeah.
So,
Herb.
Yes. Yeah. So. And then from writing for magazines, that turned into me starting a record label. I had a record label called Female Fun Records for a while. Yeah. It did an amazing album with your partner Jay Rawls, along with several projects with MF Doom and DJ Spinna.
Hey, look, check out, man. I said 20 seconds, man. You're taking away my questions, man.
Yeah. So anyway, in closing, you know, I've done worked in every little facet of the entertainment business, you know, from label to a publicist to a booking agent so there's that's it, end of story.
No doubt. Well, hey man, check this out, man. What are your favorite teams starting with football?
Well, I mean, for college football, if I can start with that, just because I grew up in a college football town, so I always, even though they're not doing very good this year, the Virginia Tech Hokies is that's my team, because that's what I grew up around.
Gotcha.
For pro ball, I mean, you know, I kind of stick more with college football, but for pro ball, I would, I'd have to say the Steelers, man, straight up and down. Just for the legacy, you know, from the 70s on, it's always been an exciting team to watch and incredible fans as well.
Yeah. And also, I want to give a shout out to my cousin Vinny Burns. He was a punter on Virginia Tech. I want to say
nice.
Late 90s. Vinny was a punter. So shout out to my cousin Vinny from New Orleans.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
I wonder if I ever saw him play.
Oh, probably, man. Yeah, probably. Yeah. Vinny started as a freshman and played all 4 years. Yep. Came in. Came in as a freshman, started all 4 years. But let's go to baseball, man. Baseball. Your favorite baseball team?
Baseball. Growing up, it was the Athletic A's. That was my team in the mid '90s, early '90s and stuff. Just full of star players. You know, obviously Ricky Henderson, Jose Canseco, Mark McGuire. That, you know, it's all superstar team back then.
Yeah.
But that would be my team for you know. Now I'm trying to become a Dodgers fan because I've been living in LA, you know. And hey, we took the series and it was an exciting, you know, during the quarantine at that. So LA popped off that on that night, that's for sure.
Yeah. Hey, look, did you like Dave Stewart? Picture for the ad.
For the A's, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Hey, look, my man he's coming in for the check-in. We're gonna keep it rolling, but my man Hub's coming in for the check-in.
Can you see me?
And not yet. You gotta put the video on. Yep.
All right, hold on. Yep. All right, here we go.
There you go. So, Peter, man, we did baseball. What about basketball? You got favorite basketball?
So basketball is definitely my sport for sure. So I'm a New York Knicks fan, die hard from. That's my first and only team, the Knicks, baby.
The Knicks. Well, how did you feel?
Orange and blue skies, baby, forever.
How did you feel when Nate Washington got knocked out in the orange and blue?
I didn't like it. I certainly didn't like how people turned that into a New York Knicks thing.
Yeah.
And that wasn't cool. I watched that fight. That was a tough thing to watch, him go down like that.
Yeah.
Hell of a basketball player, though. I mean, you know, it just the boxing thing was a different story altogether. But I love my Knicks. I got a little detached from the last season or two, so I know they're playing tonight. They're playing Detroit today. But that is my team growing up and through the many eras. But it's a tough to be a fan of the Knicks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Get a lot of flack from a lot of people.
Yeah. I mean, you guys been struggling. I used to like the Bulls back in the day, and
Right.
Yeah. So when they used to beat up on the Knicks, and even Charles Smith, because Charles Smith went to Pitt, and I was.
He did.
Oh yeah, he went to Pitt with Jerome Lane, R.I.P. Demetrius Gore. He just passed away, and so I was a big Charles Smith fan as well. And yep. But I didn't mind when he got his shot blocked 100 times and they lost, because I was a big Bulls fan. Definitely.
Great rivalry. Those are some good games.
Man,
at the height of it.
Yeah, it was a great rivalry, man. Let me see what's going on. Hey, Hubs, you hear us?
Here we go. I think I got it now. Hold up.
Okay, yeah, you gotta when you do, you gotta say join with video. Okay, there you go. There go Hubs.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's up, yo? With the Steelmatic joint on. So we're gonna keep it moving.
Right.
And Peter, what I like to ask you is your starting 5 booking agents of all time.
Okay. Definitely.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter what genre, but just booking agents.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's a hell of a question. It is a very competitive business, so it's not like, but there are some over the course of my career that I think have been very influential and inspiring for their work, because there are a lot that are also pretty greasy. They're kind of known for poaching artists, and but the ones I would say out the gate, probably one of the most influential ones of my career is, and for the genre of hip hop in general, is Kara Lewis, who even back in it was Eric B and Rakim, when they were shouting out people at the end of that song, it was either Eric B for president, and they were talking about who their label was and who they're rolling, when they said they were rolling with Rush. And Kara Lewis is our booking agent. She's still in the business to this day. She started her own company. She's like Eminem's agent, so she's a giant in the business.
Okay.
Kara Lewis is my number one right out the gate. That's my Michael Jordan of booking agents.
Okay, she's
you know what I'm saying?
Point shooting guard.
Absolutely, yeah. Now, some of your audience might not know these people, because oftentimes agents are in the background.
I don't know them, and I've been in the business. So.
Oh yes, absolutely. You know what? I would say the next one would be my friend Michelle Cable, who has her own agency here. Kind of started in California, went to Brooklyn, and came back to LA. She does mostly rock stuff, but has been instrumental in bringing out a lot of like new, incredibly popular talent. She's Mac DeMarco's booking agent and manager. Also, her agency is an all-female run company, which is rare in this business. There's a lot of dudes in this business. So I got to give it to her. She's definitely, it's hard for me to make basketball analogies for booking agents.
Don't even worry about it.
I can do that with hip hop artists, but not.
Yeah. We've been there and done that. That's why I want to keep it towards the booking. Yeah, we did the hip hop artists up and down.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The next one would be my man, an old friend of mine who I met when I was booking the Knitting Factory in Manhattan.
Yeah.
When I was a promoter, I was doing a bunch of shows there, in-house booker. He worked there very briefly, but then became an agent, and then he became kind of my close friend to kind of always like compare notes about the business and like, have you heard about this agent getting dropped or this merger that's happening? This dude's name is John Chavez. He's out here in LA. Yeah, that's my man. He works at a booking agency called Ground Control. They just launched like a streaming platform too, in lieu of, the booking world right now is in peril. We can't do shows. We can't gather.
Yeah.
So you got to it's time for people to get extremely creative to get that longevity in. The next one would probably be an old boss of mine, a woman by the name of Robin Taylor, who has been in the game since the early 90s, started in Seattle, came to New York. She has had a lot of success with a lot of big bands and also hip-hop acts. She's done everyone from Modest Mouse to Shabazz Palaces, and so Ish, and she even did Digable Planet's kind of big resurgence a couple of years ago as far as a touring act.
Yep.
And Robin is just she's just she knows everybody in the game. She's very like, she's a veteran, and she doesn't take shit from anybody. And you can learn a lot from somebody like that. Tenacious.
Yeah.
And I'd have to close it out with myself, man. You know what I'm saying? I can't do it without me in there. Because I've paid my dues. I've worked with a lot of different genres of music and try to be in the mix of a lot of different things all at once. So
no doubt.
Great question. A challenging question, but that was a good one, man.
Well, that's what we do here on Sands on Sports.
Yeah, I like it.
So, everybody's like, who is the guy with the Stillmatic? Well, this is my man, Hubs from Pittsburgh. What's up, Hubs?
What's good? Jay Sands.
Maintains. Okay, well, hey, check this out, Hubs. I need a 20-second bio about yourself real quick.
Man, off the top, Hubs from Penn Hills, Pittsburgh, PA. I'm an MC, artist overall, I'll say, but mainly MC, designing merch right now. Got 2 sons, both of them as athletes, both of them as scholars. What else, man? Family guy, just a overall Pittsburgh dude. Penn Hills, though, man.
No doubt. You just put out a new album, right?
Just put out a new album. L. Ron Hubs is the name of the joint.
Tight.
Okay.
E.L. though. E.L. Ron Hubs.
That's right. And check it out. Let's, because you're new on Sands on Sports, so we need to know your favorite team starting with football.
Football, got to go with the Steelers. I
Baseball.
could never. Baseball, Oakland A's was my team growing up, but I got to go with the Pirates.
Hey, that's what he said.
Steelers and the A's, baby.
Jose Canseco. I used to like the Cubs, too. I was an Andre Dawson fan back in the day.
Okay, the Hawk.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what about hooping? Because you're a hooper, so what about hooping?
Basketball, I was a Phoenix Suns fan growing up.
Yeah.
I would say right now, man, it's tough because the teams change so much. Like, you can't really get a favorite team. You got a different team every year. Like, everything is bandwagon. I was rocking with the Warriors, you know what I mean? But I didn't want to feel like a bandwagon fan, you know what I'm saying? But that was the team that entertained me the most. Like, that's how I look at it now with basketball. Since Pittsburgh don't have a team, that's how I have to look at it. That's how I have to look at it.
Yeah, I can dig it. Now, check it out. What sports did you play coming up?
I started with baseball. Started early, first grade. Played all the way to about 9th grade. Then I started playing basketball around 4th grade.
Okay.
So those are the two. I played basketball and baseball.
Gotcha.
Then I ended up playing basketball in college at the Division II level. So those are my 2.
That's what's up. Peter, man, what sports did you play coming up?
I ran track all through high school.
Okay.
And basketball.
Yeah,
but that was more, I was more of a rec league champ than basketball. My size didn't do me any favors when I was like in 9th grade, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, but that was basketball is always my favorite thing to play as a sport. So, yeah.
Well, there it goes, man. Well, gentlemen, you hear the sound. Let me turn it up. That means we are out of the first quarter. We are entering the second quarter. All right.
Word.
So, Peter, man, this is how I want to start it out, man.
All right.
What is the art of organizing a tour?
Okay. Well, I mean, you gotta, depends on the act.
Yeah.
And knowing how to recognize the right kind of venue for the artist that's going on tour, whether it's a small venue, a club, a theater, performing arts center. It just depends. So it's knowing how to pick the right rooms, work with the right promoters, and route it out in a sensible, streamlined way. I mean, there is a definite order of operations.
Yeah.
From start to finish. Yeah.
I can dig it, man, because I spend a lot of time on the road, and you always want to book the, and check it out. I'm an indie artist, so I do a lot of booking myself, and you always try to book in the area, and like I said, man. Well, there's another question I want to ask you. How do you think booking is going to be changed after COVID, or like all this stuff? What's the plan? Like, is there going to be a new way? Are you guys going to do more virtual booking for events? You know what I mean? What does it look like?
Well, I mean, the way things are trending, at least in this country, I don't think we're going to really get back to people gathering indoors for shows until probably like after Labor Day of next year. Um, and then, that's still a long ways to wait for a lot of businesses. So I think we're going to see a lot of smaller bars and clubs that hold 100 to 200 people capacity style rooms. We might lose a few of those along the way, So I think we're going to see some closures, and I think we're still going to have to see people, figure out new ways to perform that don't involve filling a room full of people until everyone until society feels safe to do so. Yeah. It's gonna be a minute before it gets back to the way it was, and I also think it's going to be different in every state in this country. And then, of course, it's going to be different in going back to Europe or going to Japan or Australia. So every place is going to have their own new rules set up, I feel like. And I think it's about banking on 22. You got to wait until 2.
We got to live to 22. That's kind of been my
if you want to do tour and fill a room full of people with no masks on, probably be 22.
Yeah, there it is. Hey, Hubs, 22, baby. Hey, well, check it out. Female Fun Records.
Yes, my old label.
First of all, where'd you get the idea for the name?
Well, you know what? Originally, I was going to call it. I started in like the year 2000, 99, 2000, and the original name for it was going to be Popsicle Records. It's just kind of like a cool name. I ran it by Count Bass D, a mutual friend of ours, my man, and he was like, "Hey, man, you might not want to do that because that's like a copyrighted name, like Band-Aid or something like that." So I was like, "Oh yeah, that's probably a good idea. Someone actually owns that name." Yeah. So I was like, I wanted to do records that would be, that would be accepted in a club setting by a female audience that and once the ladies like it, then everybody likes it. It's universally liked. And for hip hop, it's a fine line. It's if the ladies are there, everybody's happy. So that was my my kind of motivation for that title when I was 20 years old, which is when that came up. So, and then, I tried to make a lot of instrumental records and just cool creative stuff that people weren't really doing at the time.
I can dig it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Hubs.
Nah, go ahead. What's the question?
No, I was going to ask Peter, man, at college radio,
WUVT.
How can is there something with the W and the U? W.
Oh yeah.
That's like a hard throw-in right there. W.
I know. They even had a sign in the station right in front of the mic that said, "Don't call it don't say WUVT." Like that was I always used to do that too.
Yeah. So that's the radio station at Virginia Tech.
It is a radio station at Virginia Tech, in Blacksburg, Virginia. That's where it all started for me.
Man, tell us about it, please.
Well, it was just, growing up in a small town, and I feel like I was the only person in my friend group that was really like hardcore into hip hop, and there, besides, what was on TV, the old TV raps and Rap City, I needed to seek out a lot more than just the albums and all that. So there was this college radio station that occasionally you could hear hip hop on. And one day I literally just walked up in there and asked what the process was of getting a show. And I was probably either 14 or 15 years old at the time. And it was pretty easy to get involved. And then once I got in the mix there, I just spent most of my time at the station. Every day after high school, I would go in there, call record labels. I started to learn from the other DJs, kind of my OGs that were college students, because I was in high school, and I tried to make it not seem like I was, I didn't go to Virginia Tech. I tried to blend in.
Yeah, you must have been the man.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. But then it came all about like calling record labels and trying to learn about who were the people to get in touch with to get releases. And I started writing for the college newspaper that way too, because I was getting the albums in advance. I was playing on the radio station. There was a college newspaper there called the Collegiate Times. and I interviewed Jay-Z for the Collegiate Times. This is before Reasonable Doubt came out, and the Roots came and performed like right when Do You Want More was released. So it's like 94, 95, a very pivotal time in hip hop too. And I was just trying to be involved in it on a daily level in a little college town. You know what I'm saying? So it helped a lot.
That little college town has some stars. Were you there when Michael Vick was there?
I was, yeah. That's when he was playing there. Yeah, when I was in high school. Yeah.
Okay. What was that like, man?
I mean, I remember my friends, we ran into him a couple of times. There was one time we did took a group photo with him at some hotel. He was like, there was some after game party or something like that. Yeah. But the football dudes, I know that they listened to the show because it was like a couple of hip hop shows. So there'll be little parties on and off campus. Yeah. But I wish I got to know him back then. But yeah, I mean, we had some guys before that too that went pro as well. Bruce Smith played for the Buffalo Bills. Eugene Chung also played. I forgot who he played pro for, but he was like a center. And there was
Hokie. Hokie's Frank Beamer. Frank Beamer.
Frank Beamer. And shout out to his son Shane Beamer, who I went to high school with. He just got named the head coach of South Carolina football team, Gamecocks.
Gamecocks?
Yeah.
What?
Like a couple days ago.
Wow.
Yeah. So shout out to Shane. He played football. He was one grade ahead of me. So he was star quarterback.
That's the inside scoop right there, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hey, check it out. I want to pivot to vinyl records because I know you are one that we will call a vinyl record collector.
Yeah.
You keep a catalog of vinyl records. What made you get? And I mean, I'm sure with working at a radio station, but what made you say that, man, I want to carry this vinyl with me for the rest of my life?
Because you've been to my place, the old place in Brooklyn. There's a lot of records.
Park Slido,
Yeah, man. It started with getting records as a radio DJ, and then that was at the same time that Fat Beats had opened up, and buying records from New York was a thing. So going and getting a big haul, and it was a very exciting time to buy hip hop stuff at that time. And then as you start to learn more about music that was sampled in hip hop, then you start really understanding jazz records and funk and soul and rock and just anything. And that, as you get older, as you know, your musical tastes evolve, and I just kept buying everything on wax. So I got a big wall in the back of the house, and just a little front of the house, tiny setup right here. But I love it, and I've been putting records out for a long time too. So it's just a part of who we are.
Yeah, we're like Shaw, man. Hubs, you got a vinyl collection?
I do. I was fortunate. Cool. My parents were big time music, music people back in the day. They both donated their whole catalog to me because my dad, before he passed away, rest in peace, he turned everything into MP3s. And he was like, yo, you can have the vinyl. I don't want to carry these joints. Yeah. There's some right here, actually. Hold on, let me grab this right
now. See that.
Yeah, hey. Like I said, man, we're like the Jedis.
Yes.
Died.
Earl Clue. Can't beat that.
Earl.
Yeah. Okay.
Stanley.
Yeah.
It's a lot, man. We got a lot. It's just a lot of random stuff, man.
Yeah, I need some crates. I need. Hey, where is the best spot to get crates at? In 2000.
You got to go to Jerry's. You got to go to Jerry's in Pittsburgh. I think they might be closing them, but
I can't.
I'm pretty sure they still rocking.
I'm gonna be up there for Christmas. Hopefully we do that video October 26th. But yeah, I'm supposed to be up there for Christmas, and
got another Earl
joints on that.
Yeah, I got that one too.
Yo, shout out to Jerry's. I mean, that was an institution in Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah, shout out to J Malls. You know J Malls, don't you, Peter?
Of course, 360 Records, right? That was his spot,
right? That's Selector.
Okay.
J Malls, J Malls worked at Jerry's, and he's like Yoda. He's like the Yoda.
Yeah. Shout out to my man J Malls.
So yo, check this out. You hear the horn? That means the second quarter's over, and we are going into halftime. And check this out, man. This is why I wanted to ask you, and both of you. I want to ask both of you for halftime. How do you think COVID? Because I saw your man Williams at a Steelers play tonight, and I saw your man linebacker Williams, 98. I forget his first name, Vince Williams, and he's tweeting as they're practicing, like, because he just came off of COVID, and he's tweeting while they're practicing, like, I'm not breathing the same. He's like, I don't feel like I'm breathing normal. And like I say, he had COVID maybe like 2 weeks ago. I'm not sure, and he just tweeted this maybe 3 hours ago from now. You know what I mean? And so, what do you think the effects of this disease is going to have on athletes, if you think of any? Because honestly, I think there might be a few dudes who are feeling stuff, but they don't want to say nothing because they don't want to mess up their check.
What treatment did he get? Did he get any like what did they say he did to get through the COVID process?
I don't even know.
I think that depends. I think that's going to depend, like the vaccine, the different dynamics of that. What is that going to have on your other aspects of your health, possibly, and things like that.
I don't think. Is he playing today?
I don't think he played today.
Yeah, I don't think Vince Williams, because they're saying he was out for the game.
Yeah, cats don't even want to mess that check up, yo.
Yeah.
I know, and they'll risk their lives to do so, you know. I mean, look at the Dodgers, you know, during the World Series, it was Justin Turner, the third baseman. He, you know, had to leave the game because his test came back positive, and then he came back out when they won, and that caused a big stir because he probably put some people in jeopardy, but he didn't want to miss out on
celebration.
Yeah, it's the World Series of all things too. So, yeah, that's a tricky one. People risk their health, you know, for that too. So you gotta be careful.
Yeah, it's going to be, and again, it's going to be interesting because we won't know the effects for maybe years from now, and that's the thing. Like they said, they always say this year is a year to keep all your medical stuff because you might be suing somebody 10 years down the line from now from something that happened, man. And then, oh God forbid, they got a vaccine now, so it's going to be like watching a scary movie. People getting, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's great.
I would think the owners have some stake in that too. Like, you think about your star player, LeBron James, like, you know what I mean? You don't necessarily want him to go out to COVID, can't play. So like some of these athletes might be getting hushed. No, not only them, you know, not saying nothing, but some of them might be being hushed. They might be getting secret treatment, you know what I mean, without it even going out, all type of stuff. Like, you know what I mean? It's a big business. Like, it's a big business. So it's never gonna be what we see on the surface though. I feel like that as a whole when it comes to COVID in general. Like there's just so much more than what's presented. You know, you see a lot of people arguing and theorizing things. That's what you're gonna get because at the end of the day, there's just so much more than what we see on the surface and what's on the news and whatnot. Because there's money and business involved, and you know that takes precedent. But they can't you know present it in that way like it's all about money or war. You know, there's war with this stuff too. It's warfare.
Yeah. And you see, put it this way, this television money. You see, they got these kids out here playing. What is Ohio State's 5-0 when they're going to a bowl game? So it's just like you know, there's big money in these sports, man. And there's a quote that I heard on a show before, and they said sports are a privilege of a functioning society. So right now, society's not functioning, so maybe sports not the privilege we should be focused on too much. But we are, because we on Sands on Sports. And with that being said, you know, we getting out of there before I get my show canceled, and we going to the third quarter. So yo, Peter, man, we're gonna hop into the third quarter, and I want to ask you about People Under the Stairs.
Oh yeah, my boys, man. Our mutual friends. Yeah, you made a cameo in the music video back in the day. Remember that joint?
No doubt, yeah.
In LA.
Oh man.
That was your song, right?
Yeah. Yep. That's one, and my man Double K.
True. Yeah, man. I mean, those are my guys. I met them right as they were starting their career, and you know, we developed a friendship. I wrote about them as a journalist. I wrote about them every album that went out, and then eventually it became their booking agent, and started booking shows for them. you know, they are essentially on retired, but I hope that there'll be a day when they kind of, you know, get back out there again one of these days. I hope so. You know,
I always admired their operation, like it was cutting edge as far. I mean, it is. No one was. It is. I mean, they press their own vinyl. I seen them do that before. It's just like they're like heroes. You know what I mean? To indie game again. Not just. They're taking. I can see the stuff that they're doing where they're taking maybe ideas that a rock group or indie rock group might do and bring it to hip hop, and it looks fly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. That's what
I think a lot of it was because they weren't really accepted when they first came out by like the press, or they weren't part of any bigger clique of guys or artists. So they were like, we gotta just do this. We have to do it our way because no one's helping us. So we gotta just forge our own path, and you have to love that. You know, that makes it so there's no compromise in the music. They always stuck to their guns. They always paid for everything out of pocket, even when they're on tour. You know, I love artists like that. You know, it's just, it doesn't matter if there's limitations or hurdles. You just gotta make it work one way or another. You know.
Yeah.
And you've been doing that. You've been doing that the last few years too, where you've been really taking your own material and you've been, you know, really putting it out there too. So like, you got that spirit, man.
Yeah, well, I was silly enough to start a record label, so yeah, I'm still stuck with it. You know,
I feel you.
I want to talk about your man, Dom Funk, right, or Dame Funk?
Dame Funk. Damon is his first name. So yeah,
What's up, Dame? What's up, Dame? Yeah, Dame
peace to my man, Dame.
Yeah, he has a big following, man.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, just a lot from touring all over the world, and we actually just put out a record. I'm gonna grab this real quick.
Okay.
That just started shipping like this week.
Okay.
This is a project. This is a project we've been doing. It's called Under Alias Garrett. It's different, kind of a side project.
Yeah.
It's an 8-song instrumental record called Private Life 3, because it's the third in a series that we did. And I kind of set this up with the vinyl came out on this Dutch label called Music from Memory, but he has his own label, Glide Zone Recording. So everything on the digital side and other physical stuff we do is all Glide Zone. So that's Dame's. He created that, and I helped him, you know, set up projects and organize projects. But that's my dude, one of a kind, you know, real funkster. You know, he lives and dies for the funk.
Big time DJ in LA.
Yeah, an incredible producer as well. He got some big records coming up with some other younger artists he's been in the lab with, and we just celebrated the 7 Days of Funk album.
This
is the 7th year anniversary of that, so that's with Snoop Dogg and him did a record.
I like that one. Yeah, that album he had with Snoop, I like that. That was like funk.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Snoop sounded great on it too.
Yeah. Snoop, hey, look, Snoop in trouble with the ladies right now. So he made comments about Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion song or something like that. He was saying it was too nasty, and then somebody was like, "Has Snoop ever listened to Snoop Dogg before?"
Yeah, my man, he's got some lyrics like that out there.
Hey, look, check it out. And then somebody dissected all the lyrics on Doggy Style. They said, "Yeah, Snoop talks about his private part like 500 times." Did he tell you?
Oh, word.
They broke down all his language. You know, the internet's crazy, man. They broke down everything in Doggy Style and what he says. So yeah, man. So I want you to. This I know nothing about, so you got to put me onto this. Bikini Kill.
Who?
Bikini Kill.
Oh, Bikini Kill. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, put me down.
So that's kind of, you pulled that one out. That's off the back wall right there. So, okay, so Bikini Kill is a band from originally from Olympia, Washington, but they all live in LA now, I think.
Okay.
And there is actually a hip hop connection to this group too, because the front woman of the band, Kathleen Hanna, is married to Ad Rock from the Beastie Boys.
Okay, wow, guys.
Yeah, so they are like the preeminent riot girl punk band from like the late 80s, early 90s. They broke up for a long time and they kind of reunited last year or the year before. Okay. And actually, Michelle Cable, who I mentioned in my top 5 booking agents, Squad, she's their agent as well. And yeah, I love that group. I've never worked with them, but I'm definitely a fan of them for
Oh,
sure.
okay, got you.
Yeah.
Now you're a dude who lived in New York. As a matter of fact, when I got to know you, you were on the West Coast, and you came to New York. Now you travel the country, man. Tell me
Yeah.
about how about living like that, man. Where you're so free, man. You live in L.A., you live in the Bay, you're everywhere, man.
Well, yeah. I mean, well, some of it was motivated by college. So I went to for a little while. I lived in Portland, Oregon. I went to college in Portland, Oregon for a couple of years. Then I finished my schooling in Humboldt State University, which is in Humboldt County in California, in Arcata, California. Great school. Got a degree in journalism there.
Yeah,
Terrible sports, but it's a great school.
Nah, they got a great team at Humboldt, don't
yeah. yeah, definitely. The Lumberjacks. That's their team.
Cutters.
Yeah. And then from there, when I started my label when I was in college, so when the label started to build up a bit, and I got a distribution deal that was based in New York. Yeah. That was part of the reason for moving back to New York City.
Okay.
And then then I came out here after 15 years in New York. I came out here for a job that brought me out here as a booking agent. So you got to go where the work is too.
I can dig it, man.
Yeah,
you've been doing it well. Want to spin it real quick because, you're big on health. You know, what I mean, living a healthy life as far as taking care of yourself. You've been through some situations as well. You know what I mean? And you came out on top, man. So, can you have any words for people that may be experiencing something, and what it took for you to get past it?
Yeah, wow. I mean, just to give people maybe some context as to like what I've gone through, at least health-wise, was so yeah. I went in 2014. My kidneys failed, so it was totally unexpected. In fact, I was on tour with a band in Brazil when this all happened too. So, I got caught out there, and thankfully I made it home just in time to go straight to the emergency room, and that's when I found out that my kidneys had failed. I'd never really even known anything about kidney health, and I had no history of diabetes in my family. I didn't have diabetes, but from that point, I had to start dialysis, and I did dialysis for a year, and 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, in a chair for 4 hours at a time. And then in the summer of 2015, I had a kidney transplant. Yeah. So this year was my 5-year anniversary of the transplant. Yeah. So everything is good with that. But I got to tell you, I mean, I learned, I can't even measure the amount of things I learned about life and about especially kidney health and everything through that whole process. I mean, dialysis is it's a pretty intense thing that a lot of people deal with in this country, but it is also a life-sustaining, practice of basically cleaning your blood out. So that takes a lot of willpower and strength to endure because it changes your diet completely. You can't eat anything that you were once accustomed to. Because you just can't process that stuff. Your body can't even have too much liquid every day. So that forced me to have to get super creative and just get real, just take control of my diet, of how I was, spending my time. And then you start to realize I was a young man when it happened. I was 34 when that happened. So that's a real brush with mortality at that young of an age too. So you start trying to set real goals for yourself in your life, being like, all right, well, now I know that like things really are a lot more precious than we might realize, and I want to make sure that I accomplish certain things and experience life in certain ways, and also just like make the right decisions and don't take things for granted.
Decisions are everything.
Yeah, definitely. So if anyone's ever has a family member that's gone through dialysis, trust me, I've been through it, and I have great empathy. Even Count Basie's, production partner, DJ Pocket, he just went through a transplant as well.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, 2 years ago. It's happened to a lot of people in the hip hop community. I mean, Fife, he had a transplant. Yeah. Tracy Morgan had a kidney transplant. Chief Excel from Black Alicious, he's been dealing with dialysis for a long time. So it's a serious thing, man. And but thanks to all the nurses and the techs and stuff, they take care of people in a major way. So, yeah, I could go on and on about it for a long time, but I'm very grateful for the transplant, and I had a living donor, and it was an incredible thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I guess that led to you eating healthy, because every time I go on your Instagram page, you got some fresh vegetables and fruit bigger than the car. So
yeah, I mean, I mean, yes, you can every once in a while, like night before last, I fried a bunch of chicken here too. So I mean, I will eat like tasty food as well. But yeah, you got to balance. Life is a balance. So you know, for every steamed head of broccoli, I might fuck around and like make some fried chicken at home and stuff, or something like that. You know, plus I like doing that better than eating out at a restaurant too, because like you can control all the ingredients that way too. Have the right kind of ingredients, and measure the salt the right way, and don't over salt stuff and all that, you know.
I don't use salt.
Good. Lemon is better.
Hubs, we need some eating tips, man. We need some healthy eating tips, bro. Break it down. Come on, man. What you doing up there, man?
Hey, man, we eating Permane Brothers, Pepe's.
Pittsburgh has got some food.
Pittsburgh, man.
He
Sunday in Pittsburgh.
Don't get no guts. Hubs don't get no guts, so
he can do anything.
You know what's crazy? So I went to after I played basketball at Lemoyne College up in Syracuse. I had a son back in Pittsburgh with my high school sweetheart at the time, and went to Pitt. And so eventually I studied health and rehabilitation sciences. That's what I have a master's degree in. So health and rehabilitation sciences, I learned a lot about like dietetics. I learned a lot about just the anatomy of the human, the physiology and everything like that. But I guess my specialty is more in like spiritual health and mental health. I think it all ties together, mind, body, and spirit, obviously. But my sector has been more on the spiritual and mental health side of things. Actually, it's crazy. I had like this awakening, I want to say, like a year ago, where like I felt like my mind and spirit woke up, and it allowed me to realize, like, you know what, the weight on my on myself, on my being, is my physical health. I don't eat well. It's like, the bad habits and things like that. I can feel that was what was throwing off the harmony of mind, body, and soul. It was just my body part at that point. So I don't know, man. I haven't mastered it yet, to be honest, man. I'm not the best. I'm not the best, but I know vegetables. Obviously, I know a lot of people doing the vegan route, a lot of the organic foods and whatnot, the non-GMOs foods and whatnot. I stay away from fast food. I'm more of like a cold cut turkey sandwich. I don't do a lot of fried food, nothing like that either.
Hey, Hubs, I don't do good either. Matter of fact, if you could post up in my kitchen around 3 a.m. and see how I do a roll Oreos.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I eating cereal for dinner at times, man. Like Frosted Flakes might be a whole box of Frosted Flakes, like.
Yeah. Well, hey,
until my appetite's gone.
You guys, who does almond milk? I'm almond milker.
I do more oat milk. That's my thing.
Oh, oat milk was too thick for me. It was too thick.
Word?
Oh, yeah. hey, man. So hold on, man. We're gonna go into the fourth quarter. That's the end of the third quarter. We are going into the fourth quarter. And in the fourth quarter, I like to do it real easy, man. We're gonna call the stiff of the week. And basically, Peter, you call somebody a stiff, when they're stiff. I don't got a stiff, stiff.
Right.
So anyway, the stiff of the week happens to be Jarrell Williams. Go ahead. I see you on your computer, Peter. So go ahead.
I gotta do the knowledge real quick, man.
No, Gerrell. Spell his name out. Williams. Spell his. It's one of the most outrageous stiff. You know what I'm talking about, Cubs, right?
What happened?
The football coach that was slapping the kids.
I didn't even see that. I have not. I've been so tuned out.
Check it out. Straight up. We're not talking Hubs. We're not talking high school football. We're not talking junior high football. We're talking pee-wee football. Talking about pee-wee. I'm talking about 6, 8-year-old kids, man. And
Yo, it's crazy out here though.
yeah,
with that stuff, it's crazy. Yo.
And look, check it out. He's giving them open hand slaps down. And one thing about it is he did a Facebook apology, and now he's in legal trouble because, you know, again, the thing went viral. You feel what I'm saying? You know? Because again, it's like these kids are so little. They're so I remember in high school at freshman basketball, the freshman basketball coach slapped my man Wayne like during halftime. You know, it was like we were losing. He went, I said, wow, the whole team couldn't believe it. So yeah. And I remember freshman football, coaches used to kick dudes in the butt, and it was like you grab him by the face mask, shake the, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
Bro, these were little babies, and I think he got 2 of them. And the thing about it, none of the parents came out like none of the parents came out the stands, did anything or nothing like that. And matter of fact, let's see where Mr. Williams is at now, man. As far as because it's
the parental side of youth sports is psychotic these days, yo. Like I coach myself. I coach youth basketball. Yo, it's psychotic now. It's like somehow everyone's become like a sociopath, man. When it comes to just observing kids.
So he's getting charged with child abuse, man. But again, imagine Jerome Bettis and some 6-year-olds, and the bus is just like boom, 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 boom. Like what, yo? Matter of fact, this is episode 36, so this is the Jerome Bettis episode. But this is episode 36. Yeah. So my man Jarrell Williams is the stiff of the week, and with that being said, fellas, that is the end of the 4th quarter. There we go. So Peter, you made it through the game. Hubs, thanks for coming on. You the co-host, co-most, hold me down.
Love it. Absolutely.
Yo. So I just want to, on the way out, I just want to say RIP, man, to Tiny Lester Debo, man. That 2020 has been crazy. So RIP to Debo and RIP to Charlie Pride. I didn't listen to Charlie Pride music or whatever, but I knew his name and I knew what he meant. And he was the first black country western star. So RIP to Charlie Pride. So Hubs, you got something on the outro, bro?
Just everybody go check that L. Ron Hubbs album. I got it on all platforms. It's on Bandcamp too, because I know a lot of people only rock with Bandcamp. L. Ron Hubbs, man.
L. Ron Hubbs.
Check the new album.
And the t-shirts too, Stillmatic joints.
Yeah.
They all day, yeah.
Is that yours?
Modern Vintage Pittsburgh is my brand. So we do a whole lot of different, just a variation of drops when it comes to t-shirts. I left it on like a real broad scope, so I could just do random shit. Like I didn't want to, box myself in, so I could just randomly make some shit like this. You know what I mean?
And that's modern
Vintage Pittsburgh. Yeah. These right here, 30. For sure. I'll get you the information for it.
Hey, what's the social media stuff for you, Hubs?
My social media on Instagram is It's Hubs, ITSHUBBS, and then my Modern Vintage page is Modern Vintage PGH. Okay. Right now, I'm only taking orders through my Cash App because we're like revamping the website and whatnot. Typically I would take the orders through the website, but now I've just been super independent hustle with it though. But we still just cranking them out. You know what I mean? So I'll get you the Cash App. I'll get it to you.
Awesome.
Grab one of these.
Hey Peter, man. So can you let us know what you got coming up? Let people know how to check you out, follow you, and maybe even get in contact with you.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, so this year my big project is something I'm working on for next year. I've been writing a book most of this year through the pandemic. Just, I'm stuck here at home for the most part. And when I get my regular work done, I've been working on this book that's a collection of my hip hop journalism from the mid 90s to present time, as well as lots of photography I did and lots of papers and flyers and stuff. It's a real cool kind of like compendium of a snapshot of hip hop journalism for a period of time. Now I'm not really ready to. I don't have an release date, but that's something I've been working on all year. But if people are a fan of this podcast, for a few years I've had my own podcast as well called the House List. Had some great interviews on there with a lot of hip hop artists, as well as a lot of DJ mixes and production mixes. So had MF Doom on there, Prince Paul, Just Dice, DJ Spinna, lots of people. And so you can always go back and find that. That's available everywhere, Spotify, SoundCloud, all that stuff. But yeah, focusing on my book, and then just trying to take it easy, cook some food, listen to Sands on Sports, keep it out. And let's not forget, Jay Sands just put out an album,
two.
Hub's is on it too. Yep.
Yeah, this joint's brand new.
Oh yeah, a bunch of racists voted for Trump. Yep.
Hell yeah.
He put two back to back on them. Two solid albums, though. Two very good albums. That's not easy to do at all. At all.
Man, that's how we
Love
do
it,
man. Well, hey, check this out, man. I'm Jay Sands. That's Hubs, and that's Peter Agoston. And this is Sands on Sports, and we out of here. Peace.
Peace, y'all.